because when I was playing footy, I wasn't the fittest. I wasn't the fittest. Even when I came out here, out into the area here in the city, and I played for Redfern All Blacks.
Yeah.
And man, I was like 136 kilos, man. I was in the centers. I was in the centers. I was in the centers, bro. It was funny. Like,
I pity the centre trying to. What are they going to do? Line up against you?
It was funny because I had speed. I was good. I was good carrying my weight.
Yeah.
And I was fast. You know. And one time the coach just ended up saying like, bro, just put you out on the centers. The backs are not going to touch you.
Yeah, 100%.
And as soon as I got the ball, I was off. And so I was 136 kilos there. I'm very unfit, man.
Yeah. And
now training and being at the fittest I've ever been, I was like, I wonder how I'll go on the field, bro. I reckon I'll play that centre position pretty well, man.
Have a sharp step.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Straight out.
1-2, quick jab.
Yeah, that's right.
We're back for another episode of the No Limit Boxing podcast here, joined today by Liam Talivaa, local heavyweight, Sydney heavyweight. Had some highlight reel fights with us here at No Limit Boxing and building a really solid career in the heavyweight division. Thanks for coming on the podcast today.
Nah, thanks for having me, man. Yeah.
Well, let's get started a bit about your story. Tell us a bit about your story. Who you are, where you're from.
Yeah.
How you got to you.
So obviously Liam Talivaa, 29 years old. I've sort of brought up in the side of Mount Druitt. So I'm one of those kids that sort of like grew up out from there, and now that boxing has come about, it's been a massive change in my life. So yeah, man, here we are.
How'd your pathway to boxing come around?
Right, it all started from my father-in-law, Alex Toese. So he was one of the greats in the combat sports. He done amazing things in the kickboxing world, and obviously meeting his daughter and obviously meeting him for the first time, he's just that father-in-law that just, hey, you got to get in the gym, mate. And I'm like, hey, no worries, mate. I'll come and train, just to keep him happy. But then how it really got about, man, and obviously like a kid like me growing up in Mount Druitt, man, I've had a past, and on the streets it was quite good. It's quite good. But then when I started training with my father-in-law and started seeing my technique, it was what I thought I looked like and what it looked like on the streets to compare to what I saw in that video were like two different things, man. So it didn't look like anything that I thought I looked like. So that's where it all changed for me, bro. So I was like, after I just recording my training sessions with him and sort of seeing that, I was like, bro, I got to really strip this back because I got to fix everything up, man. So that's where it all started, eh? And
then so what'd you do? First you headed down an amateur career path. How was that? How was that experience?
It was good, bro. It was good. It was to be honest, when I stepped foot into Bondi Boxing, I was just wanted to fight, to be honest, and to tell you the truth, I was ready to turn pro first one, I'm quite happy with the decision of obviously the support team around there with the boys, and making the decision to go through amateurs, and it was a blessing, man. So being in the amateurs was able to help me, deal with my nerves. The biggest one was not disappointing my family and friends, Even my first fights, I didn't even want any of my family or friends even to know that I was fighting, So, I was glad that I could get that out of the way. And then once we sort of ticked a few boxes there in terms of dealing with my nerves and all that stuff, I was ready to make some money.
So how'd you end up at Bondi anyway? Because your father-in-law obviously Mundine Gym.
Yeah.
And then ended up over at Bondi.
At Bondi, yeah. So how that came about, because my father-in-law, he gets he gets a bit crook at sometimes. So he's there'll be days where he wasn't able to hold pads for me and whatnot. So I didn't want to stress him too much. And we were on a great roll.
Yeah.
And while I was on a good roll, I didn't want to stop. So I literally reached out to Tony out in Bondi, and just walked in there. He knew my father-in-law, which was good. And we just hit it off just like that, man. So it was good.
Oh, that's awesome. And then, so you would have been the only heavyweight in the gym. How does that go? Obviously heavyweights, you're not cutting weight all the time.
Yeah.
So your trainer might be a little bit different, but how was that when you were the only heavyweight in the gym?
Yeah, no, it was good. Well, when I got there, I wasn't the only heavyweight in there. There was a few, and then obviously, a few of them sort of dropped off. And it was good because then it was able to help me sort of move towards how the lighter guys were training. Like me and Mateo and a few other boys like Mickey Pangu, and we were just all like pretty much rubbing shoulders every time, and that was just like they were cutting weight, they were putting that extra work to cut weight, but I was just there just trying to match them. So it was a good thing to have, because these lighter boys they're much fitter and much quicker, and when I'm like keeping up, I know that I'm doing some good things. So yeah.
And Mateo's obviously just signed with us recently and had his first fight with No Limit. And, he's on a real roll now too. How's it been watching his journey too?
Man, to be honest, man, I said this when I first debuted, and I actually did a video on my Instagram when I first did my debut. And in the video, I was like, it was just a blessing that I'm able to like take a step back after training, or even when I spar. I don't even go home. I just sit down and just watch Mateo spar, and it's just such a because I'm more of I learn by observing, right? And so like I'll sit there and just watch what he's doing, And the crazy thing is, he's such a young kid. I'm way older than this kid, you know what I mean? But just the way he moves, it's so mature, and the way he thinks in there. So I like to it was a blessing just to have him in there. Or even being like stablemate team and becoming great friends in there. So yeah, it's good to see that like now he's on the platform when he needs to be, and Australia can see like one of the best that I feel like in my perspective in this country.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Now look, you made a lot of noise on the streets. You made a lot of noise in the amateurs. I know that you were when you were sparring. Leading up, I remember when we had Gallen fighting with us. I know that he did a lot of sparring with you as well. And everybody was always talking about, Liam Talivaa. He's the guy. You want to get the good sparring. You want to be a heavyweight who can mix it. If you can mix it with Liam, then you've got something. What was some of the sparring sessions with Gal like?
Oh, right. Man, he's the best, bro. Like it was good, and it was probably like one of like my hardest sparrings as well. The only reason why is because, man, I gave him some big shots, and you would see him just like sort of take a step back, and then he's just full coming back forward again. I'm like, what the heck? And it's sort of like, disheartening. It was just like, what the heck? This guy's still coming forward. But no, we had some good times in the ring together, bro, sparring, and obviously like becoming some good friends as well. So. He's G, man. So yeah, it was good.
But the heavyweight scene here in boxing, I feel like it's heating up again. I feel like there was a little period there where it felt like we didn't have a lot of fighters around. But now there seems to be a lot more heavyweights on the scene. Obviously, one that came in last year, Brandon Grach, and I mean, you were on the losing side that night, but it was without a doubt one of the fights of the year. It ended up, I think it was in the running for fight of the year, KO of the year. And I mean, for you, it was this far away from being you taking all the glory of fight of the night and KO of the night. How was that experience of that night?
Yeah, right. It was like you said, man, it was a crazy experience. And congratulations to Grach for that night. And I wish him all the best. But like you said, man, whoever landed first, to be honest. and obviously I had my turn in the start, and he had his turn, and obviously I didn't recover back, coming back in that second round. So yeah, no, it was a crazy one, man. But yeah, like you said, a lot of the heavyweights, they're all coming out now. So yeah, we need more. We need more.
You've had that chance to watch that fight back now. What were your thoughts when you watched the fight back?
Oh, bro, yeah, it's crazy. It's like when I watch it, it's like I'm watching someone else, you know, because I'm even getting those feels, you know. Like I was like, wow, what the heck? That just happened? No way. What the? You know what I mean? So
that was literally me ringside when it was gone.
Pretty much. So I looked at it, I was like, wow, far out. So it was a crazy experience, man. But I just got to thank my Heavenly Father that you know, we both came out safe and healthy, and I'm pretty sure he's the father himself, is he?
Yep.
And man, and that's the main thing for me, bro, because I'm a father. I'm a very proud father, and knowing that we do our job well and safe, and we return back to our kids and our wives happy and safe, bro. So that's the main thing, bro. I came out of it pretty healthy.
Yep.
Hasn't changed my vision of anything that I know that I am, and I still believe that I'm one of the best heavyweights that Australia's going to produce, and we're still on that route to become that. And just a bad night in the office, but it hasn't really changed the vision, bro.
And it is, right? So one punch can sort of change everything, and I mean, especially in the heavyweights, in particular. Like, how's it been for you? The recovery, the preparation for the comeback, experiencing your first loss, and then what do you do differently now to bounce back?
Oh man, this as much as it was a loss, you know, visually and seeing it, but it was a massive gain for me, you know, and big positive that I taken out of it, and I've able to be like, you know, obviously take a massive step back and sort of analyze my career, and man, to tell you the truth, having a loss like that, it really tests you to see if you really want to be in this game or not, and thankfully, man, hasn't really changed my vision for it, and I know that I'm here for a purpose, and this is God's plan. And I'm taking it with two hands no matter what. I may fall again, but we still back up and still go ahead with what we got set out from God, bro. So
I love that attitude.
Man,
yeah, I love that. So talking about the heavyweight scene, there's obviously we touched on how it's heating up here in Australia. Like there's a lot of names out there now that are looking for fights. There's guys that have been coming through too over the last few months. Even the last 12 months, there's a lot more guys on the scene now. What are your thoughts of the Australian heavyweight scene?
Oh man, it's exciting. My thoughts of it, man, is like let's all get in there and make some noise, man. You know, like the way that I see the competition here in Australia is, man, the more we all get together and make these fights happen, the more we're gonna put Australia on the map. And obviously, man, winner takes all. To be honest, you know, like whoever wins out of all the heavyweights and becomes the world champion, bro, we all got to back that person at the end of the day. You know what I mean? And we just all got to get in there and do the job, bro. And
well, my big thing is always activity. I feel like the best fighters are an active fighter, and the fact that we've got options now where there's fights that can happen, I think it's only going to heat up our heavyweight scene even more.
100%.
There's been a few that I mean, I'm obviously very interested in seeing you getting in with everyone. I've always been a big fan of you. I love the way that you move for a heavyweight, you know, when you stand in the pocket and really trade and don't get hit the way that you do. Like it's really impressive. But some of the guys that we've got out there at the moment, I know that, for example, Toese, there was a little altercation between you guys at one of the press conferences. What are your thoughts on him and that fight?
Yeah, between me and him?
Yeah,
man, it's one of those fights that has to happen, man, and he's been doing some good things as well, you know, so he's come off a loss as well, and he's sort of like trying to get back on track with his journey, and man, it's a fight on the cards, and it should happen as well, and I guess in terms of like lining up everyone, I purely just do my thing, get in the gym, train hard, do my extras, and then let my team sort all that out when the time is right. So But yeah, in terms of me and him, it needs to happen, man.
Yeah.
And everyone's waiting for that.
Yeah, definitely. I'd be excited for it 100%. What about a Brandon Grach rematch?
Yeah, man, that's always in the card. Yeah, of course. Man, to be honest, it's like, if it's in the cards, 100%, let's do it. But yeah, like I said, I leave it all to my management. When it comes knocking on my door again, bro, we'll be ready for it. So 100%.
Who are some of the fights that you'd be interested yourself? Because I know, like we talk about Joe Goodall. There's Django's out there. We've got Terzievsky.
Yeah.
Huni's obviously fighting overseas at the moment. But there's so many heavyweight. Even you got Stephen Ivic in up in Queensland.
Yeah.
Johan Lind. But like the names, there's so many. There's so many options out there
and
now.
it's good, man. And it's good that there's so many options, man. Because man, it'll give us all opportunity to stay active. And like I said, it's winner takes all, bro. Whoever ends up
If you could put together an ideal hit list, would you, or you just take whoever wants it?
Man, to be honest, everyone on that list is a hit. You know what I mean? So and like I said, brother, I just get in the gym, do the job, man, and whoever comes knocking on my door, whoever my team puts in front of me, we take it with both hands, man, and we start executing it.
What about the world heavyweight scene at the moment? Because I mean, once it sort of opened up again, it feels like there's so many big fights happening at the top.
Man.
We've seen. What was your thoughts on Fury Usyk?
Fury Usyk, man. To be honest, man, it was crazy one. For me personally, seeing Fury move like that was amazing. Like, I thought that, like, it was like I was watching a Ali fight. You know what I mean? Like what they were experiencing then, and we couldn't. We sort of saw that on Sunday, bro. So but other than that, man, Usyk is just on another level, bro.
It's great, isn't he?
He's got so much skill, bro, and it's someone that I always, that I look up to because I'm a southpaw myself.
Yeah.
And just the way that he just, he couldn't get away from his jab. I mean, Fury had his jab out all the time, even his arm.
Yeah.
And just the way that he sort of like moving away from there and sort of like making him like really, really paranoid that he's going to get in there. Yeah, it was.
Because you're probably sort of in a similar boat, right? Because you're a small heavyweight. You're not a small man. I know that. Standing next to you, you're not a small man, but you're small by heavyweight standards. You've got guys that are 6'7", 6'9", fighting at heavyweight. What are you able to take some of that away from what Usyk does in your own?
100%.
Yeah,
definitely. And bro, like, we've faced guys like that. We've faced like George Peterson. He was six,
big man,
7, 6,
very big man.
Yeah. Michael Secco, he was another 6'6" lad. So I've had no dramas with getting inside those men. But seeing like someone like Usyk move like that, that's exactly the reason why I watch him.
Where do you think Anthony Joshua sits in all of this? And there's other guys there that you got Big Bang Jang,
far out.
Joseph Parker. He's back on another great run.
Man.
What are your thoughts on these other heavyweights and where they sit? As far as the top of the tree is.
Oh man, AJ, man. I don't know. He's a bit of a I don't know. I feel like he's still on that path of like still proving himself, like after those few last fights. But Joseph Parker, man, he's on a different level now, man, and I'm loving it.
Yeah,
I'm loving it, and it purely comes back down to your team. He's got a good coach, has beautiful intentions. You know what I mean, and every right intention. So he's moving well, man. So. You get a good fighter and a good coach. It's fireworks, but it's pretty much unstoppable, So he's doing some good things, man.
Yeah.
And Big Bang Jang, man, I don't know. It's in his name, anyways, bro. You don't want to get hit with that. Yeah, it's crazy, man.
So we're talking about that world scene at the moment. For you growing up, what was what did you have boxing idols growing up? Was there guys that you watched that you that you wanted to be like? Or?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, it's probably typical, bro, but like, David Tua was always always someone I've always wanted to.
I love David
Yeah,
Tua.
man. I always wanted to like sort of like, like fight like him. You know, sort of like fix up on my technique and sort of like produce something like that. You know, but he's crazy, man.
That power was unbelievable.
It is, man. Even just the way that he that he moves his head and boom, just clips them with the hook. They go down. It's just like, it's insane, man. It's insane.
I want to duck back a little bit here for a sec, because I remember having a yarn to you, and we were talking about footy. Because I remember I was training down at Redfern Gym and we were trying to get ready to play in the knockout. We were trying to get in shape. And you were talking about your footy career.
Yeah.
And obviously your body shape has changed completely since you were playing footy. And
100%.
Tell us just who were you playing footy with, and you know.
Yeah, no, well, I was obviously growing up in Mount Druitt, I was playing out there, in that comp, and it was mad. I was playing for a team like back in the day. Everyone, if you know, there was a team called Rudy Hill Dragons.
Yeah.
And I played there since I was like under 6, you know, and then obviously moving into St. Mary's and stuff.
It's a strong comp out there.
It's very competitive, man. It's like, it's amazing the talent out there in the West. Just filled with talent, man. It's incredible. It's incredible.
And then so now that do you ever get the itch to go back and play footy now, or is it you're pure?
Nah, boxing? I do, man. I do, because when I was playing footy, I wasn't the fittest. I wasn't the fittest. Even when I came out here, out into the area here in the city. And I played for Redfern All Blacks.
Yeah.
And man, I was like 136 kilos, man. I was in the centers. I was in the centers. I was in the centers, bro. It was funny. Like,
I pity the center trying to. What are they going to do? Line up against you?
It was funny because I had speed. I was good. I was good carrying my weight.
Yeah, yeah.
And I was fast. You know. And one time the coach just ended up saying like, bro, just put you out on the centers. The backs are not going to touch you.
Yeah, 100%.
And as soon as I got the ball, I was off, And so I was 136 kilos there. I'm very unfit, man.
Yeah.
And now training and being at the fittest I've ever been, I'm always like, I wonder how I'll go on the field, bro. I reckon I'll play that centre position pretty well, man.
Have a sharp step.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Straight out.
1-2, quick jab.
Yeah, that's right.
What was the turnaround for you then? So to go from 136 kilos to what you are now, great physical specimen, boxing.
Yeah.
What was the turnaround?
Man, the big turnaround, man. I think, like things needed to change. You know, things needed to really change, and obviously, like I moved out from Mount Druitt into the city, and just obviously. Things going a certain way in my life, and just thankfully my father-in-law introduced boxing to me, and it was when I like I said, seeing the two different things of like what I thought I looked like and what I actually looked like, the mental capacity that I needed to like actually execute this thing, it took all my time.
Yeah,
there was nothing else I wanted to do, and I had no time for anything else, and I really like. Knuckled down and did well in there, and that's where it all came about, bro.
And you still got the power, you still got the speed, you still got the lot.
100%. Yeah, we've been working hard over these last few months.
Yeah,
and just getting fitter, stronger. Just really can't wait to get back in there, man.
Now, what's your thoughts on the bridgerweight division? Because I mean, how far off are you?
2 kilos or even a kilo.
2 kilos?
Yeah.
See, because I always think that when I see you line up against these guys, 130 kilo guys, 6'7", 6'9", and you're 2 kilos off being able to drop down to Bridger. Have you ever thought about Bridger?
It's in the cards, Ben. Yeah, definitely. I think initially that's where I need to be. That's where if we're being like. If we're doing the things right by me, like sort of thing, that's where I belong. Because the heavyweights division, obviously, I love it. I love the heavyweight division, man. This is where I'm at. This is what I've always faced, you know, and it's the big lads, you know.
Yeah.
I'm already giving, but the only thing is I'm already giving away a massive disadvantage, which is the reach, the height, you know, a bit of power, you know, but yeah, I think Bridgerweight is a fair play for me, you know. So it's something there along the lines, man. I wanna maybe execute that division eventually, man.
So as far as your goals, your immediate goals go, though, you're focused on heavyweight for right now.
For right now, yeah, I guess I think there's a chapter that I still need to close here in heavyweight, and once I close that chapter, bro, it's time to collect some belts, bro, in the Bridgerweight division.
Well, I think there's some really nice chapters for you to have too.
Yeah.
So if we're talking goals for the rest of the year, you know, who are you looking at to finish the year off for?
In terms of opponents and all that stuff?
Opponents, or man, even if it's, you know, if you're looking to change weight or whatever.
Yeah, well, look, yeah, I think, yeah, I'll leave that to my team. But yeah, like I said, like I got a chapter that I need to close in the heavyweights.
Yeah,
and if my team, yeah, we just got to get this first one out, and then whatever happens after that, if by all means we line up everyone else. And then shut that off really good, and then yeah, it's moving on to the next thing.
You've had a good break since your last fight.
Yep.
How excited are you to get back in the ring, man, for 2024? So
excited, man. So excited. It's yeah, I've got a new, maybe even like an extra kick in what I want to do in this sport, and I just can't wait to showcase that. And it's yeah, like I said, man, from a fight, from a loss like that, it will really test you if you really want to be in here, and knowing that this is where I want to be. It's yeah, I'm in line of showing what I'm capable of.
Well, I love your hunger. I've always said you're one of the most entertaining heavyweights that we have in the country. The way that you get in there and mix it, and the speed that you have against big guys. Like you're always outsized, but you always turn up and put on a great show. And I can't wait to see you back in the ring again very soon.
One thing PointsBet and I have in common is we're both one of a kind.
Hold your horses. PointsBet's the only thing built different round here, mate. No, Shaqo.
There's only room for one Shaq in this town.
For a betting experience that's truly built different.
I got all day.
Download the PointsBet app today. PointsBet, built different. You win some, you lose more. For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.
PointsBet, built different. What we've been doing on here, thanks to the great people at PointsBet, we've been asking our fighters to pick, to build their favourite fighter with all the great attributes that they've had. So PointsBet, build different, build your best fighter. Let's start with power.
Power? Man, power would probably be David Tua.
David Tua.
Yeah.
Love that. I love that. Speed.
Oh, Pacquiao.
Pacquiao. One of my favourite fighters.
Yeah, man, he's
a legend.
Crazy.
Boxing IQ. Oh, probably Lomachenko. Oh, man.
Yeah, far out.
How good was he?
Man, I'm just spewing that I didn't get to see that live, his footwork and everything, man.
It was amazing.
Everyone that went and watched, it was like it was insane to watch live.
He just doesn't get old, does he? My hope, for George, obviously you want the Aussie to win.
Of course, yes.
My only hope was that Lomachenko gets old. Yeah. He doesn't get old.
Yeah, I know.
He's amazing.
Yeah, he's crazy, man.
Yeah, wow. Jab.
Ali.
Yeah.
Ali's got a beautiful jab.
Yeah, man.
That's where when I'm jabbing myself, that's all I'm thinking about. You know what I mean? 100%, yeah.
Chin. Who's got the best chin?
Oh, probably say Mike Tyson.
Yeah, we actually had Mike Tyson too.
Yeah, Mike Tyson, he's copped a few shots. And
well, he had to get through.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Heart.
Probably say Ali, bro.
Yeah.
Just what he's done over his career, Yeah, I don't know.
100%.
Yeah, I don't know.
He's come back from some adversity. That was for sure.
100%.
Best defense.
Best defense, Mayweather. Yeah,
Yeah.
Mayweather's
15-0.
100%, man.
Yeah. Oh well, man, that's a hell of a boxer that you built there, and I can see from everyone that you're talking about, you can see a lot of that in your style. A lot of the people that you emulate in your style, but very entertaining fighter. And honestly, I can't wait for you to be back in the ring and showcase what you're going to do in this heavyweight division. I think there's some great fights out there, and plenty of heavyweights for you to jump in the ring with too.
100%. I'm excited, man. Thanks so much for having me, bro.
No, thank you for coming on and looking forward to that. Thank you to everyone for tuning in to the No Limit Boxing podcast, and make sure you keep following and follow the yarns with our great Australian boxers that we have here. Cheers.